So today's Friday, which obviously means we're getting new content in MLB The Show 25. And I didn't really think this was going to be that big of an update. Obviously, they announced the Paul Skenes takeover and then like a spotlight in a multiplayer. But there's a solid amount of free stuff today, and it's pretty good, I got to be honest. So let's go over it. As we always do, let's start with the calendar. So today is June 20th. We got the Skenes takeover. It's the same thing as the LE program, but for Skenes. So I'm assuming they're going to be doing the same thing for Gunnar Henderson a month from now, or however long it's been since that LE came out. For multiplayer program, we got the last two cards, so they only did 2 stages instead of 3 stages this time, which I honestly kind of prefer with that Ian Happ and Manny Machado. We have June Spotlight Drop 2. The program is Evan Carter. There's some good pack cards. And then also there's a little stipulation there with that Rafael Devers that I'm going to show you guys. And then looking into the future on Tuesday the 24th, we're getting new BR Flawless rewards. We're getting a new program a week from today, next Friday on the 27th. A new Diamond Quest, a new Conquest and event, and June Spotlight Drop 3. So let's start with the Paul Skenes takeover. Obviously, we had this Ellie De La Cruz takeover. This card was all right. I mean, he was a little underwhelming, but it was a completely free card that it was super easy to get. But today we have this Paul Skenes, and I have mixed feelings for this Paul Skenes for a few reasons. Number one, let me just talk about his attributes on paper. Obviously, this is a very good free starting pitcher that barely takes any time. I'm not complaining about this Paul Skenes at all. This is a perfect card to make for a free 20-minute grind. I just want to point that out there. But for his pitch mix on his live series, I don't know if they changed it, but originally for his live series, instead of the Vulcan change, he had a curveball. And so I really wanted them to give him a changeup for this card, and they did, which makes him a lot better. But they removed the sinker and gave him a splitter. So it's kind of like, going from a curveball to a changeup when you already have a splitter, when you already have a sweeper and a slider is a big upgrade, but going from a sinker to a splitter while you already have the changeup is a huge downgrade. So it kind of offsets in a sense, but regardless, he still has a good enough pitch mix. Would have loved the sinker instead of the splitter. It would have made this card so much better. But regardless, it's still a very good free card. I'm assuming he has outlier. Here's double outlier. Here's outlier. Okay, so that kind of defeats what I just said, because I didn't even know that he had outlier on the splitter. That's pretty interesting. I still really want a sinker instead of a slider or something, but whatever. Good free card. Moving over to the June Spotlight program, the reward for this program is Evan Carter, 103, 101. You can flip that versus righties. 90-70 versus lefties with 105 clutch. He has gold defense at 82, can play all 3 spots in the outfield. He has 95 speed as well. He's going to destroy against righties. He'll be good enough against lefties, but overall, pretty solid free card. Another one of these free cards that'll just be pretty solid. Moving down the program, the Tops Now cards, we have Roman Anthony, number 1 overall prospect, called up by the Red Sox. Hasn't done anything. I just had to point that out as a Yankees fan. But regardless, he's got a bright future ahead of him. Nice little Tops Now card, 97, 100 contact, 92, 75 power, 102 clutch, gold defense in all 3 spots in the outfield. And then we have Otto Kemp. High contact, mates the 80 power threshold, can play third, first, second, and right at silver. It's 92 speed, not a bad Tops Now card. Now, if we go to the June Lightning collection, if you collect Hunter Goodman, which was the first Spotlight Program award, and Evan Carter, there's a Rafael Devers, a new Threads Rafael Devers. I tweeted on Twitter that I really want them to make a new Threads refresh for the trade deadline at the end of July. I don't know how that would work because some players will be all-stars. I mean, I'd be fine with a few duplicate diamonds for that content to be dropped. But regardless, this card alone is great. 96, 108 contact, 105, 99 power, 110 clutch. Defensively, he's not the best, but he'll be serviceable at third. If you compare him to the other Devers, the one that is in the Chase Devers, where am I going? Into Ted Williams. Okay, I just took that Devers out of my team because Ted Williams came out. He's pretty similar to this Devers. Obviously, this is at Superfractor, so take that with a grain of salt. The new Threads is better than him at pretty much everything except power versus righties, I would say. Now moving to the store, first let's go over the June Spotlight pack. So we have this Jacob Mizorowski, who, those of you who played the atrocity that is known as MLB The Show 24, remember his spring breakout card from last year in the first couple weeks of the year. That card was great. But regardless, we're getting another diamond Jacob Mizorowski, 108, 100 per nines, 109 clutch. He does have the Joe Random pitch mix, fastball, slider, curve change, but he has double outlier. This guy, oh my goodness, this guy throws so hard. He's going to be touching 102, 103 on the four seam, and they gave him outlier on the slider. So regardless of him having the Joe Random pitch mix, not having a sinker, not having a cutter, not even having a fifth pitch, I think he'll still be pretty good. He'll be kind of like a DeGrom. Moving down the line in the pack, we have Casey Schmidt, 97, 107, 109, 84. So a very balanced hitter, 109 clutch. That helps a lot. Can play the entire infield at silver defense with a good arm. This is a very valuable card that's going to get overshadowed by that Mizorowski. For the Tops Now cards, we have Cam Smith, 103, 85 contact, 81, 101 power, 105 clutch. You know, not a bad card. Right, third, short, and left at gold. And with that speed, pretty solid card. Grant Holmes, he had that crazy game where he had 15 strikeouts and the Braves lost 10-1 to the Rockies. Here's the card for that. Four-seam slider, 12-6, cutter, changeup. I hate the 12-6 in this game. I would much rather that be a sweeper or a regular curveball. But regardless, everything else seems pretty solid besides the control. The break's also not the best. Didn't mean to back out there. And then the last card is this Ian Seymour, a lefty reliever. Circle change, four-seam cutter, 12-6 sweeper. Pretty good pitch mix, does not have any velocity. Control is there, break is definitely there. Per nines are there, and the pitching clutch is there. I feel like this is a pretty solid lefty reliever that's going to be in a lot of teams. I almost forgot, let's go over the multiplayer program rewards. So there's only 2 stages, so you can go all the way through to 150 now. Yeah, you can go to 150. But ultimately, we have 2 new cards, one being an Awards Gold Glove Ian Happ, 100, 117 contact, 82, 75 power, 105 clutch, diamond defense, of course, he's going to be for a Gold Glove card, 70 speed as well. He can only play left, though. Switch hitter. This is going to be a pretty solid card. I feel like Ian Happ's swing is really good and very popular among the community. And I think that his power numbers are going to play above his attributes on this card. So this will be a very valuable and cheap outfielder because everybody's going to be getting him. And then moving down the program, the final reward is this 94 postseason Manny Machado, 104, 92 contact, 85, 109 power, 107 clutch, great defense at third. This is a great budget beast third baseman. It's a little interesting that they released this card the same day that they released the new Threads Devers. That's completely free. That Devers blows this card out of the water offensively, but this card's better defensively. So I guess it's kind of just pick your poison. And then lastly, we have another chase card. I know, we're getting chase cards way too often in my opinion. We just got one last Friday with the summer series drop. We should be getting chase cards, like, we should be getting 3 of them every 2 months, is my opinion. But regardless, it's not my decision to make. This Joe Mauer card is still amazing. 96 Silver Slugger, so they're really filling in the award series. 120, 115 contact, 120 clutch. He's got solid defense. He'll be silver, but he has really good blocking at 85 and a pretty solid arm at 86. Power is obviously not going to be that high. It's a Joe Mauer card, but it's good enough. He meets the 80 threshold versus righties, and he'll get a lot of, base hits. Against lefties, this is a very good catching card. I probably wouldn't trade Mauer for Santana. I think Santana's better still. He's got better power, probably a little worse contact and clutch, but better power, around the same defense, a little weaker of an arm, but he's also a switch hitter. But regardless, just looking at Mauer alone, great card, going for around 200K. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. If you guys are new here, follow me on all my social medias, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok. But most importantly, make sure to subscribe on here on YouTube. So yeah, see you guys in the next one. Peace.